Are you interested in becoming a front-end developer, but you do not have a degree, nor do you wish to spend 4 to 5 years in school getting thousands of dollars in debt just to make 6 figures? Well, coding is one of those careers that you can get in and nobody would bat an eye if you don't have a certificate or whatnot. In fact, a huge majority of developers are self-taught, and even those who have degrees are to an extent self-taught because they have to keep learning new tech all the time just to be up to date. In reality, a degree will only buy you 5 minutes, but if you have solid skills and a good portfolio, employers will prefer you over someone that has a 5-year degree that can't write code to save their life. It's 100% possible to get a developer job without a degree. I personally had dozens of beginners just like you to get high-paying developer jobs in less than 12 months. So this video is for those who are already coding and are ready to build an impressive portfolio that will make an employer hand you cash on the spot, or if you are a complete beginner who is unsure what should be your primary focus when you are first learning code. So let's get cracking. So now, here's the deal. First thing that you want to do is to really understand what the job that you want to get is about. So if you are following me, you know that I think front-end web development is the easiest way to get into tech. The reason why I believe that is because it's a field that is very approachable to people in the sense of like you start writing some code and you can get to see feedback straight away. You do not need to learn like a complicated language that takes a lot of preparation before you get the first hello world out of that language. The front-end technologies will allow you to get feedback and they will allow you to get something running really quick. So front-end development is the thing that you want to be doing. Now, front-end development has 3 main technologies that allow us to create websites and web applications. Websites are really simple. So for example, my landing page, my website is a website. But then you have Twitter, which is a website, but it's actually a web app. Same with YouTube, same with Facebook. So what is the difference between these 2 types of websites? The first one, which is my website, for example, is just for presentation. There is no much interaction happening in there. There is no much stuff happening in there. If you have something like Twitter or Facebook or YouTube, you have a lot of moving pieces in there. You have a login system, you have like the feed or whatnot. You have like searches for different queries. There are a lot of things that are happening behind the scenes. And that is an application. We can build applications and websites with the same 3 technologies: HTML, CSS, and JavaScript. If you want to become an engineer, you need to focus on the application side of things. You can learn HTML, CSS, and JavaScript, and you can build websites or applications. But if you want to build just websites, you need to focus on other things which are not really related to technology necessarily, to programming. You need to learn SEO, you need to learn maybe design or copywriting or some other skills. If you want to become a software developer, a software engineer, you need to learn how to build applications. And in order to build applications, you need to understand how programming works, like deeply. You do not need to be an expert in it, obviously, but you need to have like a solid foundation, because if you have a solid foundation, you can learn different libraries. We have the major languages of the web: HTML, CSS, and JavaScript. And on top of these 3 languages, you need to learn different libraries. And these libraries usually change from time to time. So if you know your fundamentals, you can pick up other libraries when those new libraries become popular enough for you to be motivated to learn, if that makes sense. The fundamentals, as discussed in many of my videos, are data structures, functions, loops, if-else statements, and variables. These are the fundamentals, and if you understand these concepts deeply, you can build any kind of application you want. And the thing is, if you learn these concepts deeply, you can also learn a different language. So for example, if you want to become a front-end developer right now, that's fine. But then later, because you have this foundation in place, you can get into another field. Okay, you can start making games, or like, I guess, AI. Maybe you need to add on another skill on top of the basic programming skill, but you can get into other fields of programming. So you can get into the backend, for example, as mentioned, or like game development or whatnot. If you have this foundation, you can pick what you want to work on. The better you get at the fundamentals, the more options and opportunities you'll have. It's as simple as that. You do not need to know the fanciest things all the time, because if you know your fundamentals, you'll be able to pick the fanciest things in like a matter of hours, maybe even days, if it's something really complicated. Okay, so this is the first thing, understanding your fundamentals. What are the fundamentals? Again, data structures, functions, if-else statements, loops, variables. These are the fundamentals. Now, once you have these fundamentals, you need to start building stuff. I've made many videos on my channel about this building stuff process. You need to start creating small applications. Like an application that's qualified for you to be learning can be anything. So for example, if you have a button that's gray by default, let's say, and then when you click on it, you can make the button blue. That's an application. That's a very simple application, because every single huge application is made from smaller applications. So what you need to do is you have to stack up smaller applications, and you have to like fill in as many applications as you can into a bigger application. And I actually made a video about this yesterday. This is called stacking features versus stacking tech. Most people, they just want to learn a bunch of technologies, but they don't know how to use it. But you're better off learning 2-3 things here and there, 2-3 technologies, React and Redux, let's say, or style components. You create as many things as you can with those 3 technologies. Think about it if I'm correct. If you have, let's say, one knife, you have one knife, and that's your only knife. You can use that knife in so many ways to create so many types of food, because if you force yourself to use that knife all the time, you have no other choice than to start to be creative. The point is, you need to get comfortable with the boring stuff to that point where it becomes natural to you. And then when it becomes natural to you, you can start being creative. Most beginners are worried that they are not creative enough with their skills at the current time, if that makes sense. So it's impossible to be creative with a skill in the beginning because you do not understand it properly. You do not understand what is the power of the skill. If I say you should be learning map and you should be focusing 100% of your time to understand map, filter, reduce, find, for each, these are array methods. Now you'll be like, yeah, but I can learn them from like 1-minute tutorial on YouTube or whatever. Yeah, you'll see how it works, but you'll never understand how it works from a 1-minute video or from a 10-minute video. You actually have to do it many times until you actually have a feel for it. It's like when you drive a car, you have the clutch. Sorry for you Americans, you don't know how that works, but you have this clutch, right? And when you first try to run the car, you cannot release the clutch in the best way possible, and the car dies, the engine dies. Why? Because you do not have a feel for it. You understand that you need to lift the clutch slowly and then press the acceleration, but you do not have a feel on the pedal, so then your engine dies. But with time, you get that feel better and better, and then you can like launch your car as well. You know, that's how it works with programming, and you have to keep this in mind, okay? As you are building these projects, what I would recommend you to do is to find a community. There are many Discord communities, Slack communities, I guess on Facebook as well, but find a community of people that are actually working towards the same goal as you. I would say find a paid community, because if you have a free community, everyone there is like, how can I start learning code? How can I start that? How can I start that? Whenever something is free, people come in there and they expect everything to be handed to them. You do not want that. You want to find a paid course or whatever to get into a community where people will actually care about making progress. Because if you surround yourself with losers, you will become a loser. It's like guaranteed. Find these people that are in the same situation as you and that want to get towards the same thing as you and that are motivated to go towards the same thing as you. You know why? Because this journey doesn't have to be just you by yourself doing stuff. You can find people that you can share ideas with, people that can push you, people that you can push as well, because this journey is gonna be tough. You'll be getting rejections from recruiters, you'll be getting stuck writing code with your applications, you might need to get some feedback, some opinions on the things you've been doing, and you need someone to push you, right? And we are like social creatures, me and you know, we are humans, and humans like people. We need to be around people. We need to be validated by people. We need to be like social. And coding is a social sport. It's not a lonely wolf sport. It's not anymore. Maybe it used to be in the past, but right now it's not anymore, because you will have a job, and when you have that job, you'll be spending a lot of time in meetings, speaking with managers, with other developers, with business owners, with project managers, with product owners, designers, whatever. You'll be spending a lot of time with people, and you want to start doing this from today. I highly encourage you to find one community. Find one. Find 10, but choose one, if that makes sense. Try the water, see what people are saying in there, blah, 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 and then find a few people that you resonate with the most from there, and then make your own WhatsApp group, Telegram group, whatever, And then I would suggest you to jump on like weekly calls with them and hold them, and they can hold you accountable to your goals. That's pretty important, okay? It's good, bro. It's good to have people like that, you know? I actually don't really have this right now. I do have, but not at this level that I'm talking about with you. I used to have with other things in the past, and it helped me massively. So for example, I had this friend, and we had this challenge where we had to speak every day for like 10 minutes without stopping, like pretty much like what I'm doing now in these videos. So we were speaking for 10 minutes every day. We were sending each other audio notes on WhatsApp, and we were doing this so we can become better speakers. And if we were missing a day, we had to pay the other guy pretty much like $20 or something like that. I never missed a day. I might be lying, but I don't remember missing one day. And my mate didn't miss one day either. The thing is, by the end of this month, we did improve our skill, but we also improved our discipline. It's crazy because the first 5 days are super easy when you start doing something, but then I have to do this thing. Oh, I forgot. And then there are 10 minutes left in the day, and you have to like, boom, start speaking, you know what I mean? And it teaches you to be disciplined. It really helps you. Like, I would really encourage you to find some group that of guys, of girls, or like people that can help you in this journey. Thing is gonna make a massive difference. Like, I highly recommend you this. The next thing that you need is to have a mentor. And it doesn't have to be me, but you need to have some sort of person that can guide you. This is something called leverage. You can be the hardest worker. You can be working 16 hours every day. But if your focus and work is put into random things, if you don't know exactly what you have to do, what you have to learn for your level, what is the best next step for you, you'll just take all that energy that you have and then you'll push it everywhere. It's gonna be dispersed. But if you have a mentor, someone that can advise you along the way, you can just focus all that energy into one single place. And the thing is that if you have this mentor and if you focus this energy in the right place, you don't even need to work 16 hours a day. You can work 3 hours a day. So it's gonna be extremely beneficial for you to have this type of help. It can be anyone. And you'll also realize that this is how you learn your first dev job. You'll have a mentor that's gonna help you. It's gonna be a senior developer or a mid-level developer, someone that can teach you how the project actually works and what you should be doing, etc., etc. Because trust me, as a junior developer, even if you work with me, you will not have all the knowledge needed to be like a proper software developer. It's impossible. You are missing out on so many things, and one of the things that you're missing is pressure that you'll be fired, pressure that you have to deliver a product, and so on and so forth. If you'll have this mentor, at least you'll have some clarity and guidance so you can make the most out of your time, because you have to be efficient. Software has to be efficient, and you have to be efficient because time is passing and you could have done things better. And if you start from today doing things better, you'll get better faster than everyone else. I can 100% guarantee you that. I even have a guarantee if you work with me that if you do not improve in any way, shape or form in 6 months, I'm gonna give you all your money back. But that's a story for another time. So this is how you actually become a developer. Again, this is not with specific tactics, because tactics change all the time and they are different for every single person. But these are like frameworks and general guidelines that I believe you should be following. I'm gonna end this video. I hope you liked it, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace, bro.